Good day, Coppercoins fans. We are here to open another roll. This one's going to be a 1955 Denver roll. I'm assuming everyone will be able to hear me at least. I'm not sure that anyone's actually in here presently. This is the one that we may have had a little bit of trouble with people being able to see what was going on. Let me get this thing. Hello, Jeff Dunn, CMOS Omaha. CMOS Omaha, I see you have been finding lots of goodies. As I try to figure out what I'm doing here with my video capture device. Deactivate. Activate. There we go. Okay. Let's see if I've got it focused. Looking for focus. There we go. It's focused. I have washed my hands. I have all of my chips ready for the reveal. And this one has 50 names. We have 50 people involved in this one. There are a couple of them that the names got kind of clipped off a little bit at the end, but this is the last one like this. I got my printing situation taken care of after this. So we have an empty bag here. I'm going to put all 50 names in the empty bag. Got them all in there. Blue Hunts Coins, how you doing? Joe McBride. All right, so we got our 1957 D roll right here. This one is the California Bank head office. I need to make one for the wrapper. I did not do that this last time. So I did not do that when I made these. So I need to make one for the wrapper. That's for the wrapper. I'll stick it in there and mix it in real good with the others. Pick the roll open. It usually helps when you're going to pick these open with your thumbnail to start near the edge of the paper so that the paper comes up right here. It's usually a good idea to try to start near that edge because that's where it will come apart the easiest. And then you just work your way around with a thumbnail or a fingernail. Not use thumbnail or fingernail and not a spoon, fork, or knife or anything like that because, well, I don't want to scratch the coins or the coin, the one on the end of the roll. All I want to do is get this apart so that I can start peeling the paper off of it. So now I've successfully dug open this end. Now I have to do the same with the other end. I have a little bit of an advantage because I can slide the coins in just a little bit and get a little bit more of a grip on that extra lip of paper. And it's still going to be really difficult on me. There we go. I get the whole thing unrolled at once if I can get dug into it deep enough. And there it is. And I'll open this roll just like I open any of the others that I open. It's going to be paper over. It's just a habit I started with these reveals, and I just want to keep it that way. For the superstitious people or for anyone else who might wonder one way or the other. These are very bright coins. They look very nice. So far, they look very nice. So what's this one? Okay, that's from last night. Okay, here's the wrapper from this week to today. All right, ready to go. Hey, Hawkeye. So let me drag out the name for the first coin in the roll here. Doug Reese. Doug Reese will get the first one. Let's see what Doug Reese gets. Very, very high shine coins. It appears as though we have an RPM right here in the very beginning of the roll. And we do. A nice looking double split serif RPM. It's got a split on the top and on the bottom. And we have a lot of north and south die scratches running through the date area. I think I've seen this die recently. because I think I can remember the die scratch from the nose down to the bottom of the bow tie. Oop, that's got a circle of death on it right there. CMOS Omaha, this is damage as made from the crimper. The machine that crimped the roll down made that damage on the coin. Yeah, I've definitely seen this die. I remember that die scratch right there. So I know that we've found these before. But here's more. First coin out of the roll. Mr. Reese gets one of these. So it is an RPM. Happy to report. Doug Reese gets that. So I've been working on attributions for all the other rolls that I've done recently. And I will be ready to ship everything out in the morning after I get all these attributions done. Hi, Blue Sandy. Steve Elliott, I'm not sure whether you're in this one or not. I've got so many rolls and so many people, I can't remember who all is in every one of them. Majestic gets the second coin in the roll, though. Let's see what Majestic gets. Well, there's another RPM. Is it the same one? Yes, it is. It is the same RPM. We don't have any hub doubling on this one. But it is the same RPM. We've got that huge die gouge between the E and the T of We Trust. And we have a double split serif RPM. A lot of die scratches running north and south through the date area. And the right side of the obverse, we also have this really long kind of curved die scratch running from the tip of the nose through the beard to the bottom of the bow tie. A 1957D is not known for double die reverses, but we'll take a look anyway. Never hurts. Doesn't cost us anything extra. Alright. There's some more die marker for you right there. A little bit of die damage above the UN of Unum. And second coin in the roll, Majestic Sounds of Coins, also gets an RPM. So we're doing great so far. First two coins in the roll. Well, Merry Christmas to you, Majestic. This is going to be our last gathering before Christmas, I do believe. Well, actually, we're having another reveal this evening at 8 p.m., I believe. Okay, Todd Carmen. Todd Carmen gets the next coin. What is the next coin? What do we see here? Kind of hoping for a roll that had more of those double dies in them. I really like those double dies. I think they're kind of cool. But in this particular coin, I don't see anything. I don't see anything here warranting discussion. So I'll flip it over and take a look at the other side. And on the other side, we have opened a roll from this source before. We have opened a 1957D roll from this Bank of California before. Majestic, actually you were the second coin in the roll. We're on the third coin in the roll. And the first and second coin were both known RPMs. I've seen the die before. I just have to go back and look to remember which one they are. But those first two coins in the roll were the same die. All right, Ray Longi. Let's see what Ray Longi gets. Well, there's another one. How about that? It's another example of that same RPM. Again, we've got the die scratch between the E and the T. We've got the double split serifs, top and bottom. There's a number of die scratches on this coin that refer it as being this particular die. Let's see what else I can find here. Okay. Nothing on the reverse any different from what you would expect. So once again, we have another example of this repunch mint mark. And this one is Ray Longi. There we go. That's our third one of these in the roll, and we're only on coin number 4. It's amazing. Clay 37. Clay 37 will get the next coin in the roll. Let's see what he gets. Yeah, not really seeing anything there. Not seeing any hub doubling. Not a doubled eyelid. Now let's take a look at this real quick. I want to show you this. This little feature, you will find this on almost every 1957 Lincoln cent made, and the reason for that is because it's master die doubling. See how the bottom of the D in God has doubling on the bottom of it there? There we go. You can see it a little better that way. That is common. You can also see it on the inside of the mint mark from the top. The D is doubled on this coin, and they are all that way. You almost can't find a 1957 Lincoln cent that's not doubled in that manner. The D is doubled, and I believe the O will show a little bit of doubling on some examples. And there's no doubling anywhere else. A little bit maybe on the bottom of the W, but the D is where it shows the best. And that is master die doubling. There's nothing to get excited about there. It's well known, and it's shared among many different dies in the 1957 issue. My light is a little bit too bright. Knock that down just a little bit there. There we go. All right. So Clay 37 gets himself a normal coin from the roll. Good afternoon, Jeremy. Time Traveler's Coin Exchange. Well, I appreciate that I am your respite from the holiday madness. Steve Patat. Yeah, so I guess everybody should be ready for their holiday parties and whatnot. I hope that you've all put together everything that you're going to do. And it was as stress-free as possible. Mine has been extremely stress-free. I'm doing nothing at all, and that's exactly what I want it to be. My wife and I just kind of sit around enjoying watching other people stress out about their holiday plans. We don't make any at all. Jeremy Johnson, I don't think you missed anything. Not yet, anyway. Todd Clay, Doug Reese, Majestic, Ray Longy, and Steve Patat. So you're good. We're looking at the reverse of coin number 6 right now, looking for Steve Patat. And I'm not seeing much of anything on there for Mr. Patat. Nice bunch of die scratches, but they're not a marker to anything. And that's coin number 6 for the roll. Coin number 7. Coin number 7. Jeff Dunn. Jeff Dunn will get, hey, we got one of our RPMs. It's a double split serif RPM. It's got a nice strong die scratch running from the tip of the nose down to the just below the bow tie, and it's got a huge die gouge between the E and the T of We Trust. It's a concentric die gouge, and that goes all the way around actually to below the L of Liberty. And underneath, it's almost all the way around the coin actually. But we're going to especially focus on this area right here, because if we have it like this in this area, it's very unlikely that would ever happen to another die exactly like this and have that die scratch. So we're going to pretty much resort to the idea that anything with that marker is going to be this die, and they're probably all going to have the same reverse too. The reverse is normal on this, as it is on pretty much every other 1957 D Lincoln cent I've ever seen. No doubling do I see. And so we'll get this one in the holder for Jeff Dunn, get his name in it. And we'll set it off to the side here with the others of the same die. Hello, Jason Batten. Last night going through my rolls, sorting them out, I opened a customer wrapped Lincoln cent roll, a little circulated, and found a 44D over... You found a 44D over S? Seriously, can you get a picture of it? Is it one of the customer wrap rolls that you got from me? Deanne. I'd love to find one of those. That's awesome. We'll see what does Deanne get here. Have a little die clash going on out in front of the bow tie. Not really seeing anything in the way of doubling on the mint mark, though. No hub doubling in Liberty. With just a whole bunch of die scratches on this coin. Okay, now I get it. Coin Dragon said, "Howdy, haha, your mom." I had no idea exactly what that meant until I saw that's the username of one of our people. I get it now. I thought he was saying something about haha, your mom, and I was thinking, well, the game was last week, but it wasn't that bad. And yes, for one day I had to become a Buffalo Bills fan because my Pittsburgh Steelers lost to the Buffalo Bills. But I sure didn't think Coin Dragon had it in him to rub it in this long. All right, Deanne got herself a normal coin there. Thoughts of buying proof wheat cents in mint cellar are loose from the cello in a flip or in a tube. Generally, if they're going to be loose in a flip or tube, they've been messed with or been touched at one point or another. But if they're still in the mint cello, then no one's touched them. Your chances of getting fingerprints are a lot lower. So I might be inclined to go that direction with it. Let's see what we have here. Well, we have an I see nothing. And this one's got a lot of die scratches all around. But I don't really see anything that's going to show us die variety on this side. So we may end up just going over to the other side to take a better look. This one's got a heavy die scratch out in front of the eye, but that is not a doubled eyelid. Runs in slightly the wrong direction for that. Let's take a look at the other side. Hello, haha, your mom. Oh, the usernames people pick these days, huh? What do you say? That's right. We've got 22 people watching this currently. We've only got 16 likes. Can do nothing but help me out with a like. And it doesn't cost you anything, and it only takes a half a second to do. All right, Jeff Dunn gets the next coin. Let's see what Jeff gets. These are really nice, bright coins. There's little marks in some of them here and there, but that's to be expected when you're looking at them at 500 times normal size. And nothing going on this one either. We started off real strong. First two coins in the roll were RPMs, and they were the same RPM. Coin number 3 was normal, but then when coin number 4 came out, coin number 4 was also an RPM. So the first 3 coins, we were batting 75%. Now we're up to coin number 10, and we've only picked up 4 RPMs so far. All the same die. So it appears that we may end up with a roll here that are going to have all of the same RPM in it, and possibly nothing else. Marks above the D. On this coin, Let's see. Ah, that is, yeah, that's a little pit caused by the mint mark punch itself on the die. When it was punched very deeply, you notice how thick the D is? That's actually caused by like a mint mark over punch. It's actually a pit in the coin. It's caused by the mint mark punch itself. Get Mr. Dunn's name in there. What power loop do the grading companies use? Is that what I'm reading? What power loops do the grading companies use the strongest? Their strongest loop, I would think, would be a 10x. Don't really use a lot of magnification to grade a coin. You're not supposed to. Paul Hampton. Paul Hampton gets the next coin on the roll. Let's take a look and see what we've got here. There's something wrong with my little polarizer ring again. There we go. That might be a little bit better. I think that'll turn out just a little bit better. Let's see. Okay. What do we have going on here? This is the same one that's got die scratches out in front of the eye. You see how that die scratch runs in a slightly different direction than the eyelid itself? It's not a doubled eyelid. You see how it parallels the other die scratches in the area? That's what it is. It's die scratch. If I have nothing else on the obverse on this coin, let's take a look at the reverse real quick and make sure that there's no damage or any other issues that we need to talk about. You never know when you're going to run into something big on one side of the coin when it looks completely normal on the other side. Have a bad name, but it'll never troll anybody in the coin community. Nothing but love and respect from me. Yeah, you could change your name to Love Your Mom. Everyone should love their mom. Respect and love her. Any way to use PayPal for Super Chat? You know, I really don't know. I'm really not sure how that works. You could always make a donation to Coppercoins. You go on the Coppercoins.com website on the homepage and go down and find the donation button. You can make a donation to Coppercoins that way directly through PayPal. We always appreciate donations as our server expenses run roughly $100 per month, and I don't charge any membership fees. Don't ask anybody for any money. And I'm out $100 every month just to keep Coppercoins alive. Let's see here. Well, it looks like we're going to end up with nothing on this coin too. So this one goes to Majestic. Frankly, I don't even have Google Pay either. I'm not exactly sure how they plan on paying me the amount that I'm earning on the advertising. I have no idea how they're going to pay me that. I have to figure that out sometime soon. Oh, hey, look at that. A wrapper. Wrapper's going to go to Majestic. While we're talking here, there we go. Wrapper goes directly to Majestic. Which reminds me, I've got to do wrapper service sometime soon. I've got about 10 wrappers around here that need to be flattened out and put in protective pages so that I can mail them with the packages. Hello, Bill Betts. Clay 37 gets the next coin in the roll. Clay 37 gets lucky coin number 13. And let's see what we get with lucky coin number 13. Well, we get no repunchment mark. There's part of a die clash out in front of the one, between the one and the bow tie, and then up in the throat. Let's see here. Not seeing anything else on the obverse. I flip it over and take a look at the reverse real quick. Hey, Majestic Sounds gives us a $5 super chat. I appreciate that. Thank you. Got good news about the website though. We were getting critically low on disk space because of the number of photos that were on the website, and they were telling me that I would end up having to switch over to a different server. Switching over to a different server would have put me on a newer version of PHP, the machine that actually runs the website, and that would have been a problem because I have some legacy code that would not be compatible with the new build of the machine. Hey, there we go. There's another one of those right there. There's your die scratch. There's your huge gouge. So we got another one. This one's in really good shape too. She don't have much of anything at all wrong with this coin. So we found out that I was going to end up having to change servers, and I didn't really want to do that because of compatibility issues and the fact that Coppercoins could possibly shut down because of it. And as it turns out, everything worked out pretty much fine, and I have nearly double the disk space, and it's costing me about half as much. I love that. Hey there, Chuck Patillo follows us up with a $5 super chat. I appreciate that very much, sir. You don't know how much I appreciate it. Paul Hampton. Paul Hampton, what's Paul Hampton? Wow, look at that clash. That's pretty strong. We've got a die break inside the 9 of the date. Do we have anything doubled on the mint mark, though? It is very, very slightly doubled, but it's not enough to call a shot on a repunch mint mark. It is a nice, strong clash, though. There's another piece of the clash over here. That's part of the lettering that makes up the reverse right there above the Y, that mark. But yeah, that's kind of a monster clash right there. Even created a die crack. Well, that's interesting. Let's see the other side, see what happened over here. So I don't think we have anything going on this side. Looks pretty much normal to me. But that did have a nice little cracked area, a nice clash mark. That's for Paul Hampton. Let's take a look at the next coin. Sissy Atwell. Sissy Atwell will get... Hey, there's another one of those. Hey, we're getting back into them now. Yes, yes, yes. I like it, I like it. So take a look at the reverse on this one real quickly and see what we've got. Make sure that we don't have any damage that needs to be discussed. Would be nice to flip one of these over someday and see some sort of a massive lamination or something on the other side. Alright, Sissy gets herself a nice repunchment mark as well. That's coin number 16. Coin number 17 will go to Deanne. Deanne gets coin number 17. Let's see what it is. Well, there's another one of those. We just ran across one of these just a minute or two ago. Really deep clash mark. Nice clash marks on this coin. We don't have any doubling in the mint mark. Nothing that I can see from this distance at this angle. I'll have to look at these again though, just to be sure. Just to be sure. I won't let anything go without at least knowing what I'm looking at. Know what I've got. And this microscope, while it's one of the better microscopes that uses a USB port to hook up to your computer, it's still lacking the the pureness of the optical microscope that I have sitting next to me that I can't use on camera because I don't have a camera for it. Here's Doug Reese. What does Doug Reese get? Well, I see nothing on the D. Nothing upstairs. I watched the news the other day. On Saturday, I guess it was. The final Saturday prior to Christmas. And everybody seemed to be all uptight and tense, running around for their last minute gifts and their last minute setup and everything else. And gosh, we were sitting here watching TV like it was another day of the year. I was very glad that I was not out of the house and I was not mixed up in the middle of all of this. That's just a nice feeling knowing that you have no pressure. No pressure at all. No pressure, drama-free, stress-free. Doing laundry during a roll reveal. Here's CMOS Omaha. Let's take a look at your next coin, see what you got. This one's different from the others because this one has a filled 9 and 5. It also, I believe, has a split lower serif. And this one might even be... No, it's not a double die. Zoom in on this real close and take a look and see if we can see anything. Throat. There's the date. There we go. Wow, what I'm seeing is so minor on this. So minor. There's a little tiny split. There's a what Jessica calls these baby splits. There's a little tiny baby split right there on the corner of the bottom of the mint mark. Not going to count that. Count that, we have a few thousand RPMs real fast. All right, so that's CMOS Omaha. We'll move on to the next one. All right. Why are most of the scratches on the obverse? Just the way it happened to work out. Are we talking about CMOS? We talking about the RPM that's the nice one that we're finding here, the double split serif? It could very well be. What's that number, 26? This one right here. You think RPM number 26 here? Let me take a look real quick. Let's see if we can just go ahead and give it a shot and call it. $26, huh? Oh, you're talking about the one with the filling in the 9 and the 5. There's a lot of dies that have the filling in the 9 and the 5. The difference in this particular case is that the mint mark itself has no doubling. So it can't be that RPM. Markers don't make the RPM. Markers are common to a whole lot of different dies. What we're looking at is whether or not the conditions that make the die special are there first. Then we check for markers. Markers don't make a double die or a repunch mint mark. This is that coin that we're talking about. It has a similar die chip in the 9 and 5, similar as to RPM 26. But look at RPM 26 and look at this, and you'll see that the mint mark position is much closer on this coin than RPM 26. Also, RPM 26 has double splits in the lower serif. It's a D over D over D. And this coin doesn't have any splits in the lower serif. So just because you have the same, or apparently the same die chips, doesn't mean much. That can happen on a number of different dies. Okay, next coin goes to Mr. Patat. Looks like we've got a small clash, but not much of a clash. No repunchment mark. No hub doubling. It's not a double die. So because it's not a double die, we're going to look at the reverse. See what's on the reverse side. Okay, got nothing there. That's coin number 21 for Mr. Patet. On to coin number 22. Alright, Mr. Fletcher. Name got cut off at the end of that tab. Let's see what Mr. Fletcher gets. So here's that D again. You can see that doubling on the D on a lot of these coins as we pass by it. Just don't be fooled by it because it's a normal coin. That's just part of the 1957 D. And nothing there. That was for Mr. Fletcher. Let's take a look at the next coin. Joe McBride. Joe McBride. We have a normal obverse. What's on the reverse? And it appears to be normal as well. And it is. You guys will be happy to know that if you were part of reveal number 39, I found another RPM that I skipped all the way through the group of coins. I think I found a total of 10 of those. So they're all attributed, ready to go in their packages now. Deanne gets the next coin. Oh, here's another one of our... No, this isn't. This is a different die. This is a different die altogether. I was going to say it was another one of our RPMs, but it's not. This coin is not an RPM. Not an RPM and not a double die, but a nice clean 1957 D Lincoln cent. Now later tonight we're going to be doing a roll from 1956 D. That ought to be a fun pull. 1956 D is always really fun. It's so exciting to think of what you might find in it. That was Deanne's next coin. Kelly Michaud. Kelly Michaud pulls. See, I remember those 2 die scratches off the L. There were something else that went with that. There were 2 die scratches going down off the L, and I think there was something somewhere else. It told me what die that was. Die scratches out in front of the eye, maybe. But that's a normal die. Let's take a look at the reverse real quick. Just a cursory pass through real quick just to see if there's any errors on there that need to be explained. Nothing there. Now we're halfway through the roll. I catch up a little bit here on the chat. Okay. I get Kelly's name inside his coin here. Yeah, pull a number for coin 26. Pull a name anyway. Mr. Fletcher. Mr. Fletcher and coin number 26. There we go. Nothing there. Looks like we're going to be unusually warm here the rest of the week. They say that by the weekend we should expect high temperatures in the middle 60s. Our normal high temperature this time of year is about 45. We've not seen anything close to snow yet this year. It's Clay 37. Although today and yesterday we received cold rain. Like really cold rainstorm. 40 degrees and raining outside. Just glad it's not down another 8 to 10 degrees and we're getting ice. I heard that happened up in Virginia. We've seen this die before. It's got a really nice die clash in the throat. And up in Virginia, I think they had what they said it was a 69 car pileup. It's just amazing there can be that many people who don't know the incapabilities of their vehicles on slick pavement. Those huge pileups like that are caused by a large number of people who are not paying attention to their circumstances and driving within the means of their circumstances. Either they don't have the education, don't know how to do it right, or they just quit paying attention. When you have 69 vehicles pile up, there's a lot of people not doing things right. Alright, here's CMOS Omaha. Let's take a look at his coin. Right here, there we go. It's another one of the RPMs. You see the splits really, really well with the lighting exactly as it is right now. You see it really well at the top and the bottom. That's what I thought this was. This is the one that has the, yeah, there it is right there. This has the combination doubled eyelid and repunchment mark. That's what these are. That's what these are. We're finding quite a few of them in this roll, too. We have found so far 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. This is the 8th one. And this one belongs to CMOS Omaha. Got a decent little repunch mint mark. And you've got a decent double die lid, double die. I should be able to cross this back to what I've got with no problem at all. I know that we found these in a reveal in the last week or two. All right, Clay 37. Let's see if we can pick one up for you now. Clay 37 gets. Gonna have nothing there. Nothing on this one. Let's take a look at the reverse. Nothing there either. That's coin number 29. Now for coin number 30. CMOS Omaha again. Well, we still haven't run into anything there. I sometimes think how I felt before in getting lottery tickets. You know, if there's only 10 lottery tickets and 9 of them are winners, I'm going to buy the one that's not. That's just my luck. It's the way things work for me. I've been going to coin shows. I've probably been to 400 or 500 coin shows. I've been going to coin shows for a decent share of my life back into my early 20s. And I have yet to actually win anything at a coin show. Never, ever won anything at a coin show. Well, CMOS Omaha, that should show you that these things are real. They're good. You can find some goodies in these coins. They do show up from time to time. Now, I've seen this scratch above the ER. I've seen that a few times now. That's definitely a die scratch. And it belongs to a coin that has nothing on it. Nothing at all. Okay, that's coin number 31 for Todd Carmen. And coin number 32. Coin number 32 will go to Paul Hampton. Not seeing anything on Paul's coin. Nothing there. That's Paul Hampton. Coin number 32. Turns out to be a normal coin. Coin number 33. Let's see. If the proof vintage for a 1958 proof wheat cent is 875,650, if you have about 200K, how might that affect the market? You got 1/4 of the market tied up, or almost. Probably not very much. And then you're going to spend probably $250,000 to $500,000 getting there, at least. It'll make a little bit of a difference, but not enough to make you rich. I mean, it'll be enough that your money's going to be tied up for long enough that if had been put in a proper investment vehicle, you probably would have got more out of it than doing what you're talking about. Yeah, a lot of people talk about wanting to corner the market on something and wanting to do it legally, and you can. It's just usually not a lucrative venture. I can understand it for the motivation, to be notarized, to be noted for something. I can understand it for the idea of being able to say you did it, Mr. Lungi. But for the idea that it's actually going to make you any money, I don't really think so. First of all, you're going to have a hard time buying 200,000 1958 proof sets or proof coins if the total mintage is 875,000. Probably a fourth of the mintage is already gone. Just solid gone. And then I'd say at least half of the remainder are in people's collections who don't want to sell them. So you're talking about left on the market maybe 150,000 coins. Not enough. Not enough. And even if you could get 300,000-400,000 of them, it would take you years to do it. Not going to be something that you'd be able to say, oh, I think I'll run a Coin World ad and advertise to everyone that I'm trying to corner the market on 1958 proof Lincoln cents. So I want them to sell me all the ones they have. Yeah, you'll have a bunch of nut jobs come out of the woodwork trying to sell them to you for $20 a piece at that point. Well, you need them, don't you? Well, yeah, but not bad enough to pay you $20 a piece for them. Well, call me back when you do. You would think I'm trying to corner the market on cent rolls by the way my stuff looks most of the time, and I've always got something going on. I've got another deal coming in. I got another package. Got to pick up another package at the post office. Got to pick up another package off the front porch. I got something going on most of the time. Hey, here's another one. Right there, double split serif. We've got our die scratch. We've got our die gouge. Nice. We got ourselves another one. I don't know which RPM this is, but I know I've seen it. No doubt that I've seen it. Yeah, I'm thinking it probably came out of that reveal that we did yesterday for some reason. I'm thinking. There's another one from Majestic. I think Majestic has two of these now. Yep. Majestic has two of them. Mr. Lungi has two of them. Unlisted 1995 P double die obverse. Get pictures and send me pictures. I'll take a look at it. See what I think. Hey, here's another 1957D Lincoln cent, but this one appears to also be normal. It's almost hard to believe that we're only a week away from the end of the year. Only roughly a week away from 2020. Class 2 spread towards the rim on In God We Trust. I think I've seen that sort of stuff before, and it's not actually double die, but if you give me a picture, I'll let you know what I think. That could be strike over pressure, or it could be die wear. They often look like double dies, but they're not. Hey, look what I found. There's a doubled eyelid in that. You can see a doubled eyelid, and then you can see that we have a die scratch right there, and we have a gouge up here, so that means we're going to have an RPM. And we do. Double split serif RPM right here for Joe McBride. Yay, Joe. There we go. Yay! Size coin number 38. Joe McBride gets himself a Repunch Mint Mark double die combination. And we move on to coin number 39. Coin number 39 is for Kelly Michaud. And Kelly Michaud will get not one of the RPMs. No hub doubling on that side. Let's take a look at the reverse. And in looking at the reverse, I see yet another normal coin. I've seen this die gouge up here up to the M of Unum, so I know we've seen this die before. That's coin number 39. And move on to coin number 40. And coin number 40 is for Paul Hampton. Let's see what Paul Hampton gets. Looks like we're going to walk away with nothing here right now. Yeah. All right. Nothing on that side. Let's take a look at this side and see what we come up with, if anything. And nothing at all. And that's for Paul Hampton. Let's take a look at coin number 41. Coin number 41 will go to Majestic. Nothing on it there. Huh. Well, it looks like there's nothing on the others. Nothing on the reverse. Let's see. Never been to a big show, Chuck. Is there anything you can imagine? Do you buy, sell, cherry pick? Is there everything you can... Oh, everything you can imagine. Yeah. I mean, the big shows are pretty nice. Depends on how big we're talking about. If it's a national level show, they're usually really big. Most of what I do there is I go seeking out people to make contact with so I can buy stuff from them later. There are a couple of people that I buy from right there and then, but most of the time I don't shop very much because it takes up a lot of time, and I've got a lot of people to talk to. All right, there's our die scratch. There's our double serif repunched mint mark. There's our die gouge. We have another RPM doubled eyelid combination. Let's take a look at our eyelid. There it is right there. You can see it. And this is for Jeff Dunn. So Jeff Dunn gets one of these magic little beasts. I just looked at the reverse and there's nothing going on in the reverse. Stick Jeff Dunn's card in there. And we have another one of those. Well, let's take a look for Steve Patat. What does Steve Patat get? Yeah, it looks like we have nothing on this one. Pricing is somewhat retail at the shows, but there are some competitive prices too. There's just a lot of people at the big shows, the national shows, that you have to wade your way through a lot of people to get to the different tables. One of the things that your uphill battle is when you first start this anyway is making those contacts, because when you walk up to a dealer, all of them are going to treat you like a retail customer. You kind of have to prove to them that you have what it takes to be a wholesale customer before they'll start showing their new purchases box behind the counter that they're holding on to take back to the shop with them. They'll let you pick through it if they know who you are, and if they know that you're going to give them enough money to make it worth their while. They like dealing with the people who have $10,000, $20,000 to spend at the shows. This is Sissy Atwell. I've never made it to that level, but that's what they really like, are the ones who have plenty of money. Hey, there's that die scratch again. What do you know? We have a double mint mark here. RPM. There it is. Double split serif RPM. We're going to look up here and find our die gouge. We have the die gouge. Houston, we have the die gouge. We can go for throttle up. That is coin number 44 for Sissy Atwell. She got herself one of these repunch mint marks. Yeah, cherry pickers can often do pretty well at these shows. However, if you're relatively new, it's probably going to be overwhelming, because you're going to walk in and you're going to see this room that's probably 200 feet by 400 feet full of dealers. Where do you go? What do you do? Well, probably your best bet's to start toward the back, because that's where the dealers are going to be that have coins that you're going to be more interested in trying to buy. And that's the coins that are up to $500 in value. Most of the time, especially if you're a cherry picker or a penny hunter or something like that, you're not going to find anything that you're looking for in the front third of the show. Front third of the show is all going to be Heritage and Stacks and the big dealers and the guys who do nothing but tons of gold and that kind of stuff. And I walk right by those people. I don't even pay them any attention. My show is generally in the middle of the floor, toward the back of the floor. And essentially the way it works is that you start at the back of the floor with the lowest amount of money, and you work toward the highest amount of money in the front. And I guess the idea of that with the people who organize the shows and the dealers who buy tables and set up at the shows is that they want the money dealings to all go on toward the front of the show. And it doesn't really make a whole lot of sense to me, because I know just to keep walking. Ooh, what happened to this? There's one that was down inside that roll. It was kind of icky. This might have been a transfer over from a bag. In fact, I'm pretty sure it was. Let's see what the other side looks like. The other side's relatively clean. That's kind of an ick coin there for Sissy Atwell. That's too bad. Darn it. I don't like it when coins like this come out of rolls. But I guess you can't win them all, right? It's not a bad looking coin if you back up and look at it. It's only bad looking if you're putting it under a 500x microscope. I would imagine any part of me would look bad under a 500 power microscope. There's Clay 37. Jason Pat and I do not have any more of my books for sale. I have completely sold out. I sold out of my retail stack of the books probably 2 to 3, maybe even 4 years ago now. It has been 4 years, almost 5. Since then, I've done a couple of books that I found in stash and stuff, and a couple that I found, purchased them, autographed them, and put them back up for resale. But even that's getting to be more scarce. Okay, this one has nothing on it. That's Clay 37's coin number 47. We have 3 coins left in the roll. 3 coins left. Let's hope for RPM in all 3. Was it Likely the front of the show gets more traffic, so the back likely has been looked at less. Maybe still a deal. Well, there's a lot of people who've been doing shows for a long time that know that the lower priced coins, better lower priced coins, are usually toward the back of the room. And so a lot of people like me go into a show, they walk straight to the back. They don't even bother with the front. So it's just a matter of location of what you're looking for. And sometimes you'll find it right away. Sometimes you won't. All right, got nothing on that side. Let's take a look at the other side and see what happened over here. Sometimes junk graded stuff, or what dealers consider junk graded stuff, they'll buy boxes and boxes of stuff just so that they can sell it at a slight premium profit. Yeah, there's plenty of that. Hello, Mr. Dowdle. Ooh, I gotta get Coin Addict's name in that flip. There we go. Now one for Majestic. Majestic gets this one, coin number 49. Last to the end of the roll, and it's an RPM. Yay, we got one of the RPMs again. Yep, it's exactly what it is. All of our markers are there. Let's take a look at the other side and see if there's any damage or any other features that need to be described or talked about. All right, I see nothing there. So coin number 49 will be an RPM, 2 Majestic Sounds of Coins. Congrats, David. Coin number 50 and the last one in the roll goes to Doug Reese. And my bag is empty, so we have nothing left in the bag. Let's take a look at the coin and see what happened on the very last coin in the roll. No RPM. No hub doubling. And there's the outside of the roll. It's toned a little bit, got some color on it. All right. Well, that's all we got, folks. Got another broadcast coming up at 8 o'clock, I believe it is. It's 6 or 8 o'clock. I can't remember anymore. I keep making these things and forgetting what time I made them for. I've got Monday 12/23 at 8 o'clock. 8 o'clock is reveal number 46. It's going to be a 1956 D-roll. So let's do a little bit of a recap here. A little bit of a recap is going to show us that we have these normal coins, which is roughly, I would say, about 35 to 38 coins in the roll. 35 coins maybe. And we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. It's 35 coins because we've got 15 right here that are all double die repunch mint mark combination. So there we go. Upon further review, what you saw as doubling appears to be cut into the E of we, so you're thinking MD. If it's cut in, it's probably going to be a form of machine doubling that takes effect when the die starts to wear. It's a form of die wear. It's pretty common on the 1990s Lincoln Cents, and that's probably likely what you have. No, I didn't, Joe. I sent a couple of pictures out, and I never received any kind of a response on it. So we don't always get responses back from people who we ask about things, and I just didn't get any response back from that one. But I would be interested in hearing what you find out if you do contact someone. Yeah, it was. Those are a bit bloody deceptive. I do agree with you on that. Time Traveler's Coin Exchange, that would probably be the die, and I kind of doubt that. The hub doesn't ever touch the coins. The hub only touches dies. Then dies touch the coins. Can I name the 15? You want the names of the 15 people on the die varieties I found today? I'm sure I can do that. Doug Reese, Majestic, Ray Longy, Jeff Dunn, Ray Longy, Sissy, Jay Fletcher, C-Mus, Majestic, Joe McBride, Kelly Michaud, Jeff Dunn, Sissy Atwell, Jeff Dunn, and Majestic. And that's going to be all of the doubled die repunchment mark combination coins that I found in the roll today, which that's like really cool numbers because that's quite a few coins. 15 of one single die out of a roll is a very nice number. Yes, James, I'll take a look at that. Let's see. Lost your list of spots that you have. I'll send you a new one. Mr. Dowdle, and let me see. If you had a spot, you did not get one of the RPM double dies. Let me check here real quick and see if I run across your name in the spots at all. Not yet. No, Mr. Dowdle, you did not get in on this one at all. What I can do is I can go over and make a copy image of... Why don't you send me an email? Ask me for a list of the... if you ask me for a list of the reveals that you're going to be in, I can make a image copy of it, send the image copy back to you as a reply in email. Makes it easier on me that way. I'll be right back, but in case you end the show, thank you. I appreciate it, Time Traveler's Coin Exchange. Coin Dragon, do you have a 1957D with an RPM and a double die lid? Jeff Dunn would like to know. Hey, yeah, I could do that. I could just go over and forward Mr. Dowdle's invoice to him again. That way he'll know. I didn't even think about that. Makes it a lot easier. Thanks for that idea. What? Don't tell me you want me to sign up. I've been a member of PayPal for a long time. Quit sending me that screen. Let's see here. My PayPal. Find Mr. Dunn. Let's see. Go to manage invoices. Find Mr. Dowdle in here. There we are. Make sure this is the right one. Yeah. Mr. Dowdle, what I'm about to do here is I'm going to send you a reminder on this invoice, and that will give you again the total number of spots in all the different reveals that you have. That way you can see them. So I sent you that. So you don't need to send me an email now. I just sent it to you. The 64 tube row 1DO002, the doubling on N and L of Liberty. Nice. Is that the one that's got the stronger doubling on the N? Let me go back and take a look at that die real quick. Yeah. This one is the one that matches die number 22 for Koneka. This was the very first Class 8 double die obverse ever listed, which is the Coppercoin 64P1DO002. Also matches up with Koneka die 2208. And that was the first Class 8 double die ever listed. That'd be kind of cool. Do I know of a good source to get coin books for double dies? Well, you could always go on Amazon and look for a copy of my book, Looking Through Lincoln Cents. That will give you some good information on double dies. Just because I don't have them for sale and because they're out of print doesn't mean you can't find them for sale. They're out there. Let's see, if I go to Amazon and I type in the title of my book, Looking Through Lincoln Cents, at present, holy moly, you can't be serious. Really? So if I want to buy a copy of my book through Amazon, I'm looking at spending $77 on it through Amazon, or $100. Yeah, that's amazing. I don't get it. I should put out another volume of the book. Yeah, this is something else right here. It's this is the title. I mean, this is the cover. And 77, 34, 79, 94, 80, 85, 93, 75, and 96, 58. And then I saw another one where it was available for a minimum of like $100 right here. Now I want you to buy this one used at $344.60. $432. Where are they coming up with these numbers? If I had them for a quarter of that, I'd be rich. Yeah, I'm not really sure I get that. Not really sure I understand that completely. Well, I thought you'd be able to find them going on to Amazon, because sometimes they're available on Amazon for as little as $25. Oh, you think they're coming from Etsy? Is that what the deal is? 6th edition, Volume 1 for $100 on the Cherry Picker's Guide. It's amazing. Yeah, for sure. It could be a time of the year thing, too. Could be that if you wait until January, you'll be okay. I don't know. Not sure. It does make me think that there might be some credence to the idea of writing another edition to the book. Perhaps I could sell out of them. Do another edition and cover more stuff, make it larger. Oh, I don't really want to go through that again. But if I did it, I'd be printing probably 2,500 to 5,000 of them. Well, folks, I'm at the point where I'm going to need to break off of here and finish doing what I was already working on today and then get ready for my next reveal. My next reveal will be coming up at 8 o'clock this evening. I'll be doing one at 8 o'clock this evening. That's going to be reveal number 46. And it will be a 1956 D-roll. And then coming up Thursday, the day after Christmas, I'll be doing one on the 26th at 3 o'clock in the afternoon. That will be another 1956 D-roll. And then starting Friday, we pick back up again at 2 o'clock in the afternoon. And 2 o'clock in the afternoon, I don't remember. I think we're doing 1950 D-rolls then. So, but anyway, one thing at a time. 8 o'clock this evening, right here on this channel, we'll have reveal number 46. That'll be for a 1956 D-roll. So I appreciate it, folks. And I will talk to you later this evening if you're able to show up. And if you're not, have a Merry Christmas, and I will see you after Christmas.